trying to arrange your conversation. Just saw the baseball team thing. I don't. Sounds like somebody's coming in. Wait a minute.
His son was a senior and I was a freshman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He was a four-sport athlete.
I had a agenda review just now.
Julio?
Julio, yeah.
I thought he told me he was going to be here.
Start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mayor Jordan.
Commissioner.
Oh, sorry, I always do.
Chair. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the affidavit of posting, please.
So moved.
First, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Public comment, this is an opportunity for members of the public to speak on items not on the agenda. Do we have any public comment for items not on the agenda?
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers on items not on the agenda, please provide a speaker card. On Zoom, you can press *9 or the raise hand icon. I have no public comments.
Great, thank you. Now would take us to business items, public hearing items. For the record, Commissioner Julio Rodriguez is here. And we would start with public hearing 5.1 regarding the 25-26 final budget. Jennifer Stevenson?
So you have in front of you the proposed final budget for fiscal year 25-26. And it is almost exactly the same with 3 adjustments made. They consist of, first, the reduction of the amount allocated to legal counsel based on the comments received that, it's okay that the council continue to participate remotely. So that item was, reduced back down to 18,000. The second item that was adjusted was a change to the cost and the allocation of funds. Let's see here. We're part of the county's cost allocation fund. We have a credit, however, it's not a credit that's reimbursed back to us. So after discussion with the county, we receive that credit in future fiscal years. So it was reduced back down to a zero in that line item. And then the third item was that the medical insurance costs are anticipated to be reduced in the next fiscal year. However, it's unknown how much, so it's recommended that this item remain the same and will just be adjusted in the next fiscal year. So in total, the budget for 25-26 is proposed to decrease by 2.2% from the previous fiscal year. So you have in front of you a resolution 2025-03 for consideration and adoption.
Thank you very much. We'll open the public hearing. Do you have any comments?
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please provide a speaker card. On Zoom, you can press *9 or the raise hand icon. I have no public comment.
Thank you. We'll close the public hearing. Back to the commission. Any commissioners have any questions or comments?
I do, Chair.
Commissioner Jordan?
Thank you. The medical, that's getting potentially reduced because
The spouse
spouse passed away? Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you for looking into that.
Any others? No. Hearing none. We have a resolution on the table, LAFCO budget. Let me just pull up, so we have review, conduct public hearing. We have a resolution to adopt the final LAFCO budget for 25-26. I'll entertain a motion for approval. Is there a first?
I'll make the motion.
We have a first. We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kosmicki,
Yes.
Commissioner Zanger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan.
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Great, that would take us to the business items, general business, non-hearing items, approval of minutes for May 8th, 2025 regular meeting. Do we have any public comment on minutes?
In chambers, you can provide a speaker card. On Zoom, press *9 or the raise hand icon. No comments.
Hearing none, we'll bring it back to the commissioner. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval. Is there a first?
I'll first.
First, second.
Second.
Second, all those in favor, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kosmicki,
Yes.
Commissioner Zanger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan.
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Thank you very much. That takes us to 6.2, proposed policy additions, city-county development agreements. Executive Officer Stevenson?
These are the proposed policy additions, draft section 2.9 that was discussed at our last meeting. There were no recommended edits proposed by the commission at that time, so they are in front of you as proposed for consideration for adoption and inclusion in the policies.
We'll go to public comment. Is there public comment on this item?
In Zoom, in chambers, please provide a speaker card. On Zoom, you can press *9 or the raise hand icon. I have no public comment.
Questions or comments from the commission? Hearing none, anything further, Executive Officer Stevenson? No?
Nothing
I'd
further.
entertain a motion then to approve the policy additions for city-county development agreements.
I'll make a motion to approve the policies for the development agreements.
There's a first, is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a first and a second, all those in favor, please say aye. Or, I'm sorry, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kosmicki,
Yes.
Commissioner Zanger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan.
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Thank you very much. That takes us to 6.3, which is presentation on SB 330 and landowner rights in relation to LAFCO actions. Executive Officer Stevenson.
I'm going to keep this fairly brief and just go through the memorandum that's in your packet. It was requested by the commission that we go through the SB 330 and the effects on landowner rights, as well as LAFCO's role or effects on LAFCO decision-making processes that it has. First, let's go through SB 330, and there's a great summary included in that memorandum, 5 important points of SB 330. First is that it has limits on local government actions, which is cities and counties, except charter cities, cannot downzone properties to reduce the density or intensity of land use. If such changes would reduce housing capacity. This also includes moratoriums or other limitations on housing development, except in the case of health or safety emergencies. This includes a no net loss policy. So if a local agency does reduce housing capacity on a particular site, it has to, at the same time, identify another site to compensate for that loss in capacity. There has to be permit streamlining where applications for housing developments must be processed promptly. And also, when applications are submitted, the project is frozen under the rules, fees, and policies that were in place at that time of submission. Let's see here. Housing replacement and tenant protections. The developer must replace any housing units that would be demolished, including affordable units and those occupied by tenants in the last 5 years. And then limitation on public hearings. The local governments are limited to 5 public hearings per housing project to avoid unnecessary delays. So the rights that are given to landowners and developers under SB 330 are the protections against downzoning that we already talked about, that development freeze, and that development freeze is in effect for up to 2.5 years. The streamlined process for processing the applications, so there should be fewer delays, and the right to rebuild housing. Now, of particular interest here is the effect that it has on LAFCO's authority and decision-making process. And in my opinion, what it affects the most is LAFCO must take into consideration particular factors. One factor is alignment with government policies and plans, other government policies and plans. And one plan would be how the particular agency, county, or city is going to meet its RENA numbers, right? So that being taken into consideration is one way that SB 330 would affect LAFCO's decision-making efforts. So there can be pressure on LAFCO as far as SB 330 is concerned. However, that being said, it is not a mandate and it is not a requirement. So while it must be considered, there is nothing in the law that it creates a requirement on LAFCO to move forward with any particular decision as a requirement from SB 330. Of course, there should be consistency with housing goals. We should be promoting the ability of agencies to meet their housing goals. But that being said, once again, there is no mandate on LAFCOs at this time as a part of that legislation. So, do you have any questions for me? There are a number of resources as a part of this memorandum that I did provide, so if you have any other questions, I would recommend doing a little bit of research from those, but.
Thank you. We'll go to public comment and then we'll come back.
In chambers, please provide a speaker card. On Zoom, you can press *9 or the raise hand icon. In chambers, we have Dr. Sean Tenenbaum.
Thank you, Vanessa. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you for the opportunity to come before you, Commission. I wanted to share a little bit on our research on the SB 330 projects and the builder's remedy and the effect it will have potentially on the high school district. So we understand that the speed and number of projects right now underneath the application process for builder's remedy, there's currently 6 in the county and we are looking at 4 in the city. So a total of 10 projects. When we take a look at the ones in the county that would come before the county of San Benito, we're currently looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of an additional 333 students for our school district alone. Those 333 are generated from a student generation rate. We took actually our lowest generation rate to project that 333 students. And because of the expedited timeline, we anticipate if those projects were approved, 2.5 to 5 years, we would see those students in the educational pipeline. Obviously, that is the intent by the developers, the builders, et cetera. When we currently look at that, we're also looking at projects ranging in size from 21 to 983 units. The 983 unit project would be in the South County, the lands of Lima. Obviously, the district has property in South County as well. So proximity is really important to the district on where these projects may appear and where they may develop over a particular period of time. Obviously, we're looking at a second high school, but we're also planning into the future for a potential third high school as the community continues to grow, et cetera. So when I take a look at, the builders projects, the builders remedy projects, and we take a look at what's before us, you are aware that we are over capacity. You are aware that there are many, obstacles in our way from the city and the county in terms of development. And I commend all of you for the work that you are doing. But it is my duty to continue to advocate on behalf of our children, the community, et cetera. And so what I'd like to do is really continue to share and open that dialogue with both the city and the county. On Tuesday, I was able to come to the county and request a PQP for our 2 designated land purchases that we've had over the time period. And part of that is really syncing with builders remedy projects. It's also syncing with the city and the county projects that are on file right now. Our goal is to open that dialogue. Our goal is to continue to work. And our goal is to make sure that we serve the community well now and in the future. So as we continue to do that, you will see myself or my partner, Jeff Small, here at the meeting so that we can continue to open that dialogue. And if there's any questions of Sean, the superintendent, I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.
I have one question.
Thank you. Any more public comment before we?
No other public comment.
All right, Sean, if you want to stay there, if anyone has any questions, we can certainly do that.
Yeah, Dr. Tannenbaum, where would you say a majority of the growth is coming from? So we do have the Lands of Lee project in the works, but would you say that it's single-family development with the most amount of enrollment, or is it the density?
Yeah, it's
the
a really
projects
good
are
question.
very dense.
Yeah, no. It's an excellent question. Lands of Lee is a very small development. It's a more of a single family home development. I don't know what the exact numbers are that were approved by the county in the end. But no, we see a variety. The highest density of students that are generated in our county come from multifamily housing units because they're more affordable. So the greater the affordability, the more students we see. When we took a look at our heat map, and Roxanne, I think I shared that with the city in the past, we just ran our 24-25 heat map. And that is every student with an address that's in our district, 1,108 square miles. The west side of town with multifamily residential units, highest density. The further out we get to Ridgemark, we have very few students right now in Ridgemark, where we used to have a lot years ago. So it's a great question. So when we track all of our multifamily housing units that are either have been approved, in the pipeline, or proposed, they actually have a higher generation rate. And so those are things that we have to factor in. But Lands of Lee is a small one. We're really concerned with Lands of Lima, right? That's 983 units. That's the biggest one that we would have. We're generating over 200 students out of that particular project. But then that pulls the growth down further south if that were to come to fruition.
Yeah, it's like a catch-22 because the county, we want to make those RENA numbers for the affordable, but then the caveat is then we get more high school students, and then the high school sounds like then becomes already over at capacity.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, both the county and the city, you have a job to do,
Right.
and I respect that, and I understand that. You know, our job as a district, and thanks, Jeff, I know you were stuck in traffic, you know, we want to be a good partner. That's ultimately, we want to educate children. You know, that's the business we're in. The best thing that I can tell you as elected officials and appointed officials, the district is very fortunate. We have land in the Northwest and we have land in the South County. So we're trying to work with you to understand where our high school will go. If Buena Vista Corridor is not the optimal place, Best Road may be. But based on our student density and all the factors we looked at over like a 5 to 7 year period, and where the city was growing, et cetera, and the city plan that was rescinded, Buena Vista made more sense. Going into the future, we need to be open, we need to be flexible, we need to take a look at that. And so Jeff and I are committed to working with all of you to serve our community. So it's a really great question. Anything else? I mean, I'm the only one here. other than
We're
Jeff.
bending the rules because we have another elected, or another official from town here giving a good update. Any other questions for?
Yeah, I'll just make a little comment about density. I mean, for me, the issue is not density. The issue comes down to the number of units and the amount of people that live in that unit. So for me, density is a better solution for cities. Higher density is a better solution for us to meet our RENA numbers rather than like single family home development problems, because then we have to use up a lot more land and infrastructure, and there's other things. Ultimately, the numbers are about the same, right? There's a little bit of difference when you look at the categories, but it generally, the numbers are the same. So I think we need to keep that in mind, but also we wholeheartedly agree with you. And that's part of the reason why many of us don't agree with the RENA numbers, and we've pushed back on them because many concerns, but one very, very important and a high priority is the impact to our young people, to students, or to our schools. We want them to be in a school where they fit and it's not overcrowded, and we shouldn't have an overcrowded high school with the size of our high school. It seems it just seems crazy, but agree. But I think, you know, we will continue to just like, I appreciate the willingness to partner with us as we work through some of these issues, because they will continue to be issues that we have to work together as a community, and our schools are going to have to be a serious partner with us as we continue to grapple with those issues.
And Roxanne, we all agree.
Yeah.
You know, we agree with the high density. We agree with that. We understand that. We understand we're in an affordability crisis. Higher density, you know, more affordable homes. We understand that. It's also, we don't want to create urban sprawl. Like, that's not what we're supporting. What we're trying to work with you on is, where do we locate a best second high school? How can we best do that? We are in a fortunate situation, and I think whether it's a builder's remedy project or a project that's been approved or a project that's coming in the pipeline, we want to work with you. You know, I shared with some folks, you know, I think we met with Jennifer on this topic. You know, the district is interested in building workforce housing. You know, we have a preliminary plan in place. Our teachers can't afford to live here. So what's happening is the migration north, now we have migration to the valley. And our folks are being priced out of the market. So how we can be a good partner, please reach out. We would love to work with you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your questions. Most importantly, thank you for serving. So, thank you.
Further public comment?
We have no other public comment.
Great, thank you very much. So that would, it was a presentation. If there's anything from the board or the commission, any questions or comments? Commissioner Rodriguez?
So in terms of giving, you said give direction, or not give direction, give our input to other municipalities about growth or land use issues when it pertains to SB 330. Could you kind of clarify on that?
As far as LAFCO is concerned and how it affects LAFCO considerations and decision-making processes, it affects LAFCO when an application comes to LAFCO. So if, say, there's an annexation application and because the city says it needs more space to be able to meet its affordability housing numbers or something to that effect, that's when LAFCO would have to take into consideration the SB 330 factors. And that's when we would have to also consider or analyze whether the annexation aligns with the city's plans and the county's plans.
I don't want to go too much in the nuances, Chair. I won't give a specific project, but there are projects right now in the pipeline for the city where Builder's Remedy has actually done the opposite, where we've had more dense projects, and now those projects are going to become less. And I guess I don't want to go into the weeds, Chair. I just want to
You're on topic, so whatever you want.
I just want to bring that, let the public know that Builder's Remedy, in some cases, there's some great areas for possibly high-dense housing. The city can meet their RENA numbers. How that impacts LAFCO is if those parcels then become, say, single-family, and we lose out on those affordable housing, there's nowhere else to grow. We have to grow out. I just wanted to put that out there.
Any other further comments, questions? None, hearing none. All right, that was a presentation, so that takes us to informational item 7.1, Executive Officer Communications.
I'm sorry. We forgot something.
Oh, okay.
That we discussed yesterday, the item to be added to the agenda.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, so
Can we, as it came up after, do you want to just announce, and then we would have to
right.
vote on
I
it?
received communication yesterday on an item that they need a decision by the beginning of July, and we will not be having a meeting between now and when a decision needs to be made. So we were going to add it, but it skipped right by when we, from the beginning of the meeting, sorry. The item is that we have been asked, along with other Bay Area LAFCOs, to be part of the Bay Area Agricultural Resiliency Collaborative Planning Project. They have invited all other LAFCOs and are also inviting other RCDs to take part in this. And I believe the item was printed and distributed to the commissioners, along with a letter of support for consideration, because they are going out for grant funding to put together this plan. So that would be the item for addition to the agenda for consideration.
So
just
we
because-
would need to vote first on whether to add it. Is there a motion to add the item, please?
I'll make a motion to add.
We have a first, we have a second.
Second.
I think, is our attorney speaking? I see him speaking. Oh, just make sure.
Do you want to do a roll?
Yeah, roll call vote. Yeah, I was doing that. I just wanted to make sure
Sorry.
he didn't have something to add.
Commissioner Kosmicki,
Yes.
Commissioner Zanger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Great. And is there anything further you wanted to add, Executive Officer Stevenson?
No, I
Have a
think
recommendation on
it's
this?
all, and I believe it's a good idea. I think it's very timely, given that we just updated our egg policies, and the county is in the process of updating its egg element. So I would highly recommend taking part in this. I don't think there's anything, any drawbacks to taking part in the collaborative process.
Great. Any public comment on this item?
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please provide a speaker card. On Zoom, you can press *9 or the raise hand icon. No comments.
We'll bring it back to the commission. Questions or comments? Any? Commissioner Jordan?
Yeah, I think this is amazing. The more collaboration we can have on items like this from other LAFCOs is awesome. Thanks for bringing it to us.
Thank you. Anything further? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval as recommended.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have first, we have a second.
Second.
First and a second, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kuzmicki,
Yes?
Commissioner Zanger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
5-0 vote, motion passes.
Thank you very much. That would take us to informational items, executive officer communications.
Yes. The first item is application update. We have received an application from Sunny Slope County Water District to annex the Best Roads Municipal Mutual Water Company area. That would ideally be in front of you at the August meeting. That will be dependent upon the county adopting a resolution approving a tax sharing agreement for 0. Between now and then, I will be sending notification to the county in the next week to proceed with that process. It should be fairly straightforward, given that there will be no tax sharing, but the timing for approval and when that would be heard by the commission will be dependent on the board approving that tax sharing resolution. And then the second item is the LAFCO conference is October 22nd to the 24th in San Diego. And we budgeted for, I believe, 3 to 4 commissioners to go. If you would like, I will need to know in August who will be going to that conference. I highly recommend it, particularly for new commissioners, but really for all commissioners. They do a great job of doing a LAFCO 101 at the beginning of the first day on Wednesday, the 22nd. And then beyond that, there's great networking. And just, even if we have more than the 3 to 4 commissioners that are interested and willing to go, we have contingency budget that could cover as many as wanted to. So I highly recommend it. So please let me know at our August meeting, and we'll approve the expenditure of those funds so I can get you registered and get those rooms booked, because they will book up fast.
That's October
22nd to
22nd
the 24th.
San Diego,
Mhm.
for anyone to check their schedules. 22nd to the 24th. And we'll, I guess we would just, would we discuss that openly in August, or would we just need to let you know?
We'll have an item on the agenda to approve the expenditure and the travel.
Okay,
So you need to know, it sounds like before then, so we need to just check it, let you know individually. Is that right, Jennifer?
At
And-
the August meeting is fine.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
great. Any public comment?
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please
Oh,
come
I'm
up,
so sorry.
No,
We'll
no,
come
no,
back.
no, no,
I was-
sorry, go
yeah,
ahead. I
a
was
lot of work. Yeah, go
all
ahead.
excited.
please come up to the podium. On Zoom, you can press *9 or the raise hand icon. No comments.
Back to the commission. Did you have anything else as well? Sorry, Executive Officer
That was
Stevens.
it.
You had something?
Thank you. Yes, I did. Thank you. So the Best Road Sunny Slope, so there is no actual turning of the valve until after this goes through the process?
Good question.
Thank you very much.
So timing wise, they will likely be prepared to connect sooner than the August meeting. And given that they may submit an application for connection for approval prior to that. We will see, though. Yes. Timing was a little off as to when I received the application.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why Sunny Slope waited so long to put that in. I know it's not a question for you, maybe rhetorical, I don't know.
So I can answer it though. I do know why. They were looking to get sign off from each individual landowner for approval for the annexation. However, I didn't realize that's what they were waiting for until later, and it's not a requirement as part of the application. So I told them to go ahead and send me the application so that we could get started on processing it,
Thank you.
because that was the holdup.
Thank you.
Any further comments, questions on
Expedience
communications?
is of the utmost
Hearing
importance.
none, we would move on to commissioner announcements, requests for future agenda items. Do we have any announcements or requests for future agenda items?
I do, please.
Go ahead, Commissioner Jordan.
If we can get MSRs on the agenda, I would very much appreciate knowing where we are with both the wastewater one on account of its should be sooner than later. And then if we can get back together again to start talking about San Juan Bautista's MSR. So if both of them can come back in August, I would very much appreciate that.
Great. We need to take a poll of the commission. I'm fine with that. There's consensus.
Sure.
MSRs. good.
Yes,
All right, we're good on MSRs
big kid voices. Yep.
for August. Anything further?
100% agree about that.
Thank you for that extra agreement. Any, sorry, Julio, any, we did public comment. Do we need to do public? I guess we should. Public comment for announcements and requests for future agenda items.
If you'd like to make a comment on Zoom, please press star 9 on the raise hand icon. In chambers, you can come up to the podium. I have no public comment.
Thank you very much. That would take us to closed session, which is executive officer performance evaluation. And we are adjourned to closed session.
Public comment for closed
Oh, I'm
session.
sorry. Thank you. Public comment on closed session.
Oh.
Second Thursday. Yeah.
If you'd like to make a comment in chambers, please provide a speaker card or come up to the podium. On Zoom, you can press star 9 or the raise hand icon. No public comments.
Thank you very much. We'll adjourn to closed session.
Third.
This is Josh. I can hear the iPhone. Can you hear me? Thank you.
You talking? We're just trying out the volume here.
Sure. Yeah. Can you hear me? Is this
Yes,
better?
this is perfect. Thank you so much. He's unmuted? Yeah, Josh is unmuted, but we can't hear him.